Do you know that feeling when someone says something that completely ruins your whole day? What if I told you that feeling only lasts about 90 seconds, unless you keep feeding it? That's right. Biologically, your body only produces an anger response for around 90 seconds, and then it naturally fades away. But here's the problem. You don't let it fade. You keep replaying what they said in your head. You imagine how you should have clapped back. You start adding extra details to the story. And just like that, 90 seconds turns into 10 minutes, then the whole damn day. It's like a fire alarm going off, but instead of turning it off, you just stand there pouring gasoline on the fire. We all know that one person who stays calm no matter what happens. They're not a superhero. They just understand something you're about to learn. First, if you want to master your emotions no matter what life throws at you, you need to understand how they actually work. And it's really simple. There are 5 main elements. The event, the biological emotion, your awareness of that emotion and your thoughts, your response, and finally, the outcome. The event can be anything. Someone cutting you off in traffic, getting yelled at in front of a crowd, someone talking behind your back, or even your partner forgetting your birthday. The biological emotion is the feeling that shows up instantly when the event happens. It could be anger, irritation, or sadness. These are automatic, instinctive reactions. It's like standing in the middle of the savannah and a lion suddenly charges at you. You immediately turn and run without thinking. Or walking down the street and a snake suddenly darts out. You instantly jump back. When someone cuts you off in traffic, it's the same thing. That wave of anger and irritation hits you before you even realize what's happening. Your awareness of the emotion and your thoughts is the moment you notice you're getting angry or upset. Instead of getting lost in that feeling, this is when you catch yourself and think, anger is showing up right now. The response is where you get to choose between 2 paths. Path 1, you let yourself sink into negative thoughts and emotions. You keep replaying the event in your head like a movie, where you're the director, the main character, and the unwilling audience all at once. Path 2, you stay calm, keep control, and let the moment pass. Finally, we have the outcome. You can either let the negative emotion pass in just 90 seconds, or keep replaying that mental movie for days, weeks, months, or even years. So every time you think about it, you feel angry all over again. Out of these 5 parts, the first 2 are things we can't control. The event comes from the outside world. We can't stop someone from cutting us off in traffic, just like we can't control what other people say or do. The biological emotion is the same. It's an instinctive reaction, so it's very hard to change, especially when you're just starting to learn emotional control. Over time, as you get better at managing your emotions, these automatic reactions will start to change on their own. In addition, the remaining 3 factors are things that can be changed. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on in this video, especially your awareness and your response. Once you get good at these 2, you'll start to realize that every negative emotion has an expiration date, and that date is 90 seconds. In reality, when you get angry or upset, your body releases stress hormones. It's actually designed to process and clear them out pretty quickly, usually within about 90 seconds. The problem is, most of us don't let it end there. We keep replaying the story in our heads, which causes our body to release new waves of stress hormones. So your job is simple: stop pouring fuel on the fire, and let your body naturally put out the flames. Now, let's move on to the actual methods. Method 1. Train your ability to observe your emotions and thoughts, and adjust your response. This method has 2 main parts. The first part is training your ability to observe your emotions and thoughts. This is the most important skill for mastering your emotions, yet it's also the one most people completely overlook and never practice. When something happens, most people immediately feel a negative emotion and react on instinct, completely skipping the step of observing what's going on inside them. We unconsciously identify with those feelings and thoughts, without even pausing for a second to notice. Hey, I'm getting angry right now. That's the core problem. You can't change yourself while you're still trapped inside the dream. You can only change when you wake up. And one of the best ways to train this skill is meditation. Every day, spend just 10 to 20 minutes sitting quietly. Relax your body and simply watch your thoughts. You don't need to stop or suppress them, just observe them like clouds drifting across the sky. At the same time, in your daily life, you can practice by regularly checking in with yourself and observing your thoughts. Between the stimulus and your response, there is always a small gap. Inside that gap lies your freedom and your choice. That gap is the exact moment you become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Unfortunately, most people skip this moment and react immediately. But if you train this skill well enough and catch your thoughts and emotions earlier, your ability to stay in control improves dramatically. Over time, you'll begin to realize you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are simply the observer. Once you truly understand this, life becomes so much easier. Instead of getting dragged into the drama, you become the audience watching the circus. And trust me, this world is one giant circus. The next part is changing your response. This is just as important. Once you're aware, it's time to change how you respond. In the past, you might have built entire movies in your head, drowning yourself in negative emotions, trying to suppress or fight your thoughts. Now, you do something different. You simply look directly at those emotions and thoughts, and observe them. All you need to do is gently bring your emotions back to a neutral state. Not too angry, not too upset. Before, your body would tense up, your heart would race, your breathing would become shallow, and your jaw would tighten. Now, you consciously change all of that. Relax your body. Drop your shoulders. And focus on slow, deep belly breathing. Emotions and the body are deeply connected. When you change your physical state, your emotions follow. When you first hear this, you might think we're not really doing anything. And honestly, that's exactly the point. The problem most people have isn't that they do nothing. It's that they do way too much. When someone provokes them, they create an entire unnecessary movie in their head. That's the real problem. This method is simply about stopping those unnecessary movies. The next method is building self-confidence. Have you ever met someone who's so confident that they barely care what others say about them? In life, there are two main types of people. Type 1, people who build their confidence based on other people's approval. For example, becoming more attractive, owning a big house, a luxury car, or expensive brand name items. These people feel great and confident when others praise or admire them. But when someone criticizes them or speaks badly about them, they quickly become upset or angry. The reason is simple: they care too much about other people's opinions and approval. Type 2, people who build their confidence from within, through discipline, willpower, real effort, actual skills, and qualities like integrity and kindness. The clearest sign is that they're often very capable, but they don't care much about their appearance or owning expensive things. And when people praise or criticize them, they barely react. These are the truly confident people. They know exactly who they are and what they're worth, so they no longer need anyone's approval. And at that point, what other people say or do no longer has the power to affect them. If you want to take control of your emotions and stop letting other people pull your strings, then you need to train yourself to become Type 2. Build your confidence by developing discipline and willpower. Set goals for yourself, and follow through. Over time, you'll become more and more confident. And when that happens, you won't care as much about other people's opinions anymore. That's when they lose the power to mess with your emotions. Also, here are 3 simple exercises you can start using today. Exercise 1. When you're standing in line at a store, instead of scrolling on your phone, look at the person in front of you. Just hold a natural, relaxed eye contact. Exercise 2. When you're talking to someone, don't smile if you don't actually feel like it. Exercise 3. Stop explaining yourself when it's not necessary. At any given time, focus on just one exercise. Over time, you'll start to notice that you care less and less about what other people think of you. And because of that, what others say or do will no longer affect your emotions as easily. Eventually, you'll come to understand this truth. You're not angry at other people. You're angry at the story you keep telling yourself. The next time you feel angry, just remember. You only need to get through those 90 seconds. Not to beat anyone else, but to stop losing to yourself.